What's up, future millionaires? Today I wanted to talk about the one word that has had the most beneficial impact on my life and made me the most money. And to start off this video, I wanted to share with you guys actually an Instagram post that I made a few days ago. So let's put that on the screen now. So what inspired me to make this video and make this post was in the last week, I decided to drop 3 social media marketing clients, and it reminded me of the importance of saying no. And at that point, I knew it was something that I had to share with you guys because it's something that's massively benefited my life and really allowed me to grow my business faster than I would have otherwise. So this kind of comes down to the thing where what opportunities do you take and which do you not? And it can sometimes be really, really hard to say no. A lot of people actually think that you should take every opportunity that's presented to you. I definitely don't believe in that, and the 80-20 rule would definitely not really work with that either. So I definitely don't recommend that. So how do you determine what opportunities do you take and which ones do you leave? Because actually leaving most of the opportunities will make you more money than taking all of them. So that's what we're going to talk about and discuss in this video to help you guys make the best decisions when growing your business. Let's jump right into it. So back to the reason why I decided to drop 3 clients. Overall, I wanted to make more room in my agency so that I could scale higher, kind of that 1 step back, 2 steps forward approach. And I wanted to drop these clients because they were clients that were kind of taking up a lot of time, that weren't getting as good results as I wanted, and they were going to be clients that needed a lot of work to get them like really amazing results. So I decided to end those partnerships so that I can make more room in my agency. And even though I'm making less money temporarily, I know that it will allow me to have more time freedom and scale and the ability to scale my business even further by focusing more on even more high ticket clients. And that's just something that you guys have to do sometimes. So that's one part of this. Another part is over the last few months, I actually had to cut down my agency. I had to cut like a bunch of softwares, a bunch of employees. I probably cut about $10,000 per month in expenses from my business. And this was all really hard decisions. Cutting the clients, cutting these expenses, cutting these employees, they're all really hard decisions. And this is the thing that you guys got to think about. There's so many things in your life that you have said yes to, and that are just overwhelming your brain and your happiness, and they're preventing you from being happy. They're taking up all your time, but they're bringing you a very small benefit, and you're kind of hanging on to all these things that are bringing you small benefits. Why don't you instead cut all of the things that are giving you tiny benefits or even no benefits or negative benefits and replace all of those things with either nothing, which is a great thing too. It's great to have nothing. And this is why I really love saying no. And this video kind of ties in with minimalism as well. It's kind of a hard topic to talk about, and I know not very many people will talk about this, but I'm hoping some of you guys can relate with this. I've noticed that the more things and the simpler that I've made my life, actually the happier I've become. And it kind of seems to be the opposite, where the more complicated you make things, the more you get stressed out and overwhelmed. And that's what I really want to make this video about. It's all about cutting down the amount of things that you have to do, the amount of work that you have to do, while increasing the benefits. Sort of ties in with that 80-20 rule as well. And so you want to think about, guys, what are those 80% of things, those 80% of clients, those 80% of things you do on a daily basis that are really just a waste of time? Or they may even be bringing you a small benefit. See, that's the thing. That's the really hard part. Is when you have clients that are paying you, let's say $2,000 a month, and then you have to cut them, right? In order to scale my business, I had to cut all 3 of those clients that I cut were $2,000 per month clients. Most of you guys would probably love to have $2,000 per month clients. But if I really want to grow and I really want to have the extra time in my life to grow my business, I can't be focusing on these small things anymore. And that's where you kind of have to, and as you grow, these things that you say no to have to change. But really, the importance of saying no, the easiest way that I can summarize it is say no to everything that is not an obvious yes. And this will really, really challenge you. So if you're ever doubting something, just say no to it and just see what happens over time. what's going to happen is most things you're going to say no to, and you're really not going to have much to do, if I'm being honest. But having the extra time and not doing more busy work has actually benefited my business more, because I'm able to think creatively, work on the things that I haven't had time to work on to grow my business further in the future. And really, overall, it just makes me happier. So try to think about those 80% of things that are just wasting your time, and just keep doing that 80-20 rule over and over again. Cutting out the 80% of things that are generating 20% of the results, and focus on the 20% of things that are generating 80% of the results, and kind of refine that down. And eventually over time, you're gonna get a really efficient day. Like everything that you work on is gonna be extremely efficient, because it's gonna have a huge impact on your business. The clients that you work with are gonna be amazing clients to work with, and having amazing clients is gonna attract other amazing clients. And overall, your life is gonna be simpler. You're gonna make a higher profit with less amount of time spent. And the reason I really want to make this video, you guys, is because the problem that most people have is that we're almost like hoarders, right? We want to hold on to these things because they've become a part of our personality. They've become a part of, like, humans naturally, you're just not inclined to enjoy and like change, right? But the thing is, if you want to improve your life, you do need to change. So you really need to keep your business lean. And this is another kind of lesson with that ties in with the importance of saying no. Try to keep your business always as lean as possible. Keep your life as lean as possible. Everything as lean as possible. Minimalism thing. It really makes a difference and allows you to think creatively, think clearly, especially as a CEO. This is one of the main things that I see happen to a lot of people, and it's happened to myself. As a CEO, you get caught up doing the things, the day-to-day things over and over, and you never get the time to think creatively. And if you don't have time to work on things that are most important to your business because you're stuck doing all these tiny things all the time, you're really going to get stuck and you're going to go nowhere. If anything, you're going to go down because you're not able to keep growing your business, and it's going to start falling apart. So that's why it's important to say no to these things early. Always keep your business as lean as possible. There can be growth periods, but then sometimes after a while you need to cut it back. Just like I was talking about, I had to cut all those software expenses, all those employees, and it really just made me happier by cutting things back, even though it really sucked and it was really hard for me to do, especially when you have employees and when you have clients that you want to help. It's really hard emotionally to cut those things out, but overall the benefit ends up being greater than holding on to those things in the first place. So what I would like you guys to take out of this video is just think about the things in your life that are bogging you down, that you think are not obvious yeses. Like, I get emails every day in my inbox that are all opportunities, and I say no to 99% of them. So these are the two things to take away from this video. One, start saying no to everything that is not 100% sure. That's not 100% obvious yes. Two, take note of all the things that you're doing in your life. So the things that you own, the things that you do on a daily basis, all the expenses that you have. What can you say no to? What can you cut out of your life that will have you a benefit, that will benefit you in the long term? How can you make your life simpler? And how can you focus on the 20% of things that are generating you the most results, and cut out the 80% of things that are generating you little results, the things that you are hanging on to? So take note of these things in your life and cut those out right away this week. That's a huge thing that's benefited me, and you kind of have to do that over and over again as you're growing, because what's going to happen is you're going to have expansion and then contract, expansion and then contract, and you just want to keep, as you grow and you scale up, you just want to keep expanding, and then you cut it down. You expand a little bit, then you cut it down. So you have to keep, it's kind of like, the best way to describe this is people that are into bodybuilding. That is the perfect way to describe it. So when you're trying to gain muscle, when bodybuilding, what you're really doing is you go through a bulking phase, you go through a cutting phase, right? But you're hoping, so you go through your bulking phase to gain more muscle. Then what you're doing in the cutting phase is you're trying to get rid of all the fat, but keep the muscle. So you are bulking up, gaining the muscle, then you're cutting down, and you might lose a tiny bit of muscle, but not as much as you gained. And so you're starting a little bit leaner than you were before, and you have a little bit more muscle, and then you're gonna do the same process again. You're gonna bulk again, then you're gonna cut again. But every single time you're getting a little bit higher. And so that's the purpose of bulking and cutting in bodybuilding. It's the same kind of thing in business and your life. That's really the best way that I can describe it. All right, guys, so I think that's the perfect way to end this video. That is the importance of saying no. I really hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any advice for other people watching this video, I would highly appreciate if you put a comment down below giving your advice. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching and look forward to seeing you in the next video.